April 2019. A battery storage facility in Arizona. Firefighters open a door to inspect. The building explodes. Four firefighters are hospitalized with chemical burns and blast injuries. I'm a fire safety engineer with a PhD, and in the next 9 minutes, you'll understand why battery storage systems can explode without warning, what makes these fires nearly impossible to extinguish, and what Australia is doing as it builds thousands of these installations. Ignore this, and people will get hurt. Battery energy storage systems, or BESS, are the backbone of the clean energy transition. They store electricity from solar and wind farms in massive banks of lithium ion batteries, then release it when the grid needs it. A single installation can contain thousands of battery modules packed inside shipping containers or purpose built enclosures. Globally, 70 gigawatts of battery storage was deployed by 2024. Australia alone installed 4.9 gigawatt hours in 2025. But here's what's coming next. And later I'll show you the fire that shut down Australia's biggest battery project. A BESS fire typically begins with a single cell failure, manufacturing defects, overcharging, cooling system leaks, or physical damage can trigger thermal runaway. The same chain reaction we see in EV fires, but at a vastly different scale. One cell overheats, the heat propagates to adjacent cells, and within 2 minutes the entire module can be involved. But the real danger isn't the fire itself, it's the gases. A failing lithium ion cell vents flammable electrolyte vapor, a mix of hydrogen, methane, ethylene, and carbon monoxide. In a sealed container, these gases accumulate. If the concentration reaches the lower flammable limit and finds an ignition source, you get a deflagration, an explosion. Every megawatt hour of lithium ion battery can produce 20 to 200 kilograms of hydrogen fluoride when it fails. A typical grid scale BESS installation might hold hundreds of megawatt hours. That's potentially tons of HF released into the atmosphere. Add hydrogen cyanide, carbon monoxide, and phosphorus compounds. These gases don't just threaten firefighters, they threaten entire neighborhoods. Toxic plume modeling now shows evacuation zones can extend over a kilometer from a BESS fire. This is why separation distances matter enormously. The McMicken BESS explosion in Arizona changed everything. On April 19, 2019, a 2 megawatt battery system experienced thermal runaway in a single rack. The system's ventilation failed to clear the flammable gases. When firefighters opened the access door 3 hours later, the gas cloud ignited. The resulting deflagration launched the door off its hinges and threw one firefighter 7 meters. Four suffered blast injuries, chemical burns, and toxic gas inhalation. The investigation found the container had accumulated gases above the lower flammable limit with no detection or venting system. That was 2019. In a moment, we'll see that the same failure mode caused a fatal explosion in Beijing 2 years later. July 2021. Victoria's Big Battery near Geelong. A 300 megawatt Tesla Megapack installation, one of the largest in the world. During commissioning, a coolant leak in one megapack triggered thermal runaway. The fire spread to an adjacent unit. 150 firefighters responded. It burned for 4 days. Two megapacks were destroyed. The CFA found that the fire couldn't be extinguished. They had to let it burn out while protecting exposures. Toxic gas emissions forced a 2-kilometer exclusion zone. A year later, Queensland's Boulder Combe BESS caught fire during testing. The pattern is clear. 72% of BS failures occur during commissioning or the first 2 years. There is currently no proven suppression system that can extinguish thermal runaway inside a battery module. Water cools the exterior but can't penetrate sealed cell casings. Worse, water reacting with lithium compounds produces more hydrogen fluoride. Foam and clean agents suppress surface flames but don't stop the internal chain reaction. The battery provides its own oxidizer. The most effective strategy is defensive. Protect surrounding assets, manage toxic gas exposure, and let the battery burn itself out. This can take hours to days. Fire agencies worldwide agree on this approach. The Beijing Dahongmen fire in 2021 killed two firefighters and injured one when accumulated gases inside a BSS container exploded. Overpressures exceeded 70 kilopascals, enough to destroy walls and launch debris hundreds of meters. At Liverpool, a container exploded and scattered debris 23 meters. This is why modern base design must include deflagration venting, engineered weak points in the enclosure that relieve pressure before it reaches destructive levels. NFPA 68 provides the calculation methodology. Without it, every sealed BESS container is a potential bomb. The most critical safety measure for BESS isn't suppression, it's detection. Off gas sensors can detect battery venting gases 11 to 12 minutes before thermal runaway becomes visible. That's 11 minutes to shut down the system, activate ventilation, alert emergency services, and begin evacuation. Multi-layer detection combines off-gas sensing with smoke detection, thermal monitoring, and battery management system alerts. The key is speed. Every minute of early warning reduces the risk of gas accumulation reaching explosive concentrations. A properly engineered BS installation requires layered protection. Start with separation. NFPA 855 specifies minimum distances between battery enclosures and between BS and occupied buildings. The 2026 edition introduces thermal runaway prevention and propagation requirements for the first time. For gas management, engineered ventilation maintains concentrations below 25% of the lower flammable limit. Deflagration venting per NFPA 68 provides pressure relief. Suppression systems, typically water mist or clean agent, delay propagation and protect the structure, even though they can't stop thermal runaway. And critically, the UL 954EA test standard validates that a BSS design won't allow cell to cell, module to module, or unit to unit fire propagation. Every BESS installation should be tested to this standard. Australia is building BESS at an unprecedented rate, $21 billion targeted for investment. The CFA has published dedicated BESS fire safety guidelines. Fire Rescue Victoria requires specific risk assessments. The NCC addresses battery installations through AS NZS 5139, but the regulatory framework is still catching up to deployment. Many installations are in rural areas with volunteer fire brigades who have limited training and equipment for battery fires. Separation distances, toxic plume modeling, and community notification protocols are becoming non negotiable requirements. Battery storage is essential for the clean energy transition. The failure rate has dropped 97% since 2018. The technology is improving rapidly, but every installation needs proper fire engineering, detection that buys time, ventilation that prevents explosions, separation that protects communities, and testing that validates safety. The question isn't whether to build battery storage, it's whether we're engineering it safely enough, because the consequences of getting it wrong are measured in lives.